At one time, Balram gets really angry with Krishna. He says, Krishna, you told the Vrajvasis that you will come back soon, and such a long time has passed, and you have still not gone back to Vrindavan. So Krishna says, no, how can I go back? I am not getting permission from Vasudev. He says, my Nanda Maharaj has bound me in two ways. He has bound me with his own love, and he has bound me with his words also. But he said that you should always obey Vasudev. So now Vasudev will never permit me to go to Vrindavan. So how can I go there? So actually I'm fast forwarding a little bit. So actually Balram says that, no, okay, if you can't go, then I will go over there. And then Krishna says, yes, this is very good. You should go over there. So Balram actually goes to so Balram actually gets permission very easily. And in fact, both Devaki and Vasudev and Rohini, they are already happy about this decision that Balram wants to go to Vrindavan for a few days. But this happens right a little time after Krishna had already sent Uddhav to Vrindavan. So now when Balramji goes to Vrindavan, he actually is just not visiting himself, he's also representing Krishna in Vrindavan. So he also brings message from Krishna for the Vrajvasis, and the message again is same thing. I will come back very soon. The same message that Uddhav had given to Vrindavan Vasis. And the Vrindavan Vasis are kind of tired of hearing this, that I'll come back soon. And all the messengers, the secret messengers also that Krishna had been sending, they have been giving the same message also to Vrindavan Vasis. So when Lord Balram, he reaches Vrindavan, the Vrajvasis are delighted to see him. And Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai, they kind of release ocean of tears. Practically, they cry so much and seeing Balram. They actually embrace Lord Balram. They bless him profusely. And actually, what happens is Lord Balram also different leelas with the Vrindavan Vasis. So it is explained by Jiva Goswami that there are two types of bhakti. There is Viyoga and there is Sanyoga. So Viyoga is like the bhakti in separation, love in separation, and Sanyoga is like devotion in union. So it is said that love in separation, Viyoga, it is said to be higher than love in union. So the gopis, they have been experiencing love in separation for so long. And when they see Balram, actually what happens is there are two sets of gopis, So one set of gopis are like Lord Balram's, they are like Lord Balram's associates, and there is another set of gopis who have been Krishna's associates. So the associates of Lord Balram, these gopis, they have many pastimes with Lord Balram, and the other group of gopis who are Krishna's gopis, they actually see that, and that actually kinds of reminds these other gopis of Krishna. So their remembrance of Krishna, and that gets stimulated further. And although they are separated, they also feel some level of union with Krishna. So Balaram actually goes on behalf of Krishna, and he serves the devotees in both ways. He is serving as if he is himself present, and as if he is giving the association of Krishna also to the Vrindavan Vasis. So actually what happens is Balramji plays one role that we discussed, that he plays the role of reminding Krishna of the Vrajvasis, when Krishna is not in Vrindavan. And then he also plays the role of, reminding Vrajvasis of Krishna when Krishna is gone out. So he does both. And actually, if we see, this is also the role of the spiritual master also. The spiritual master reminds us of Krishna, and the spiritual master reminds Krishna of us. So, what do we mean that he reminds Krishna of us? Krishna doesn't need to be reminded of us. He's always there with us in our hearts, and Krishna is very close to us. But when we say spiritual master reminds Krishna of us, he petitions Krishna on our behalf, and then he requests Krishna that please accept this person, this my disciple, accept this. So exactly that is the kind of role that Balramji is also playing over there. He reminds Krishna of the Vrajvasis, and he is reminding Vrajvasis of Balaram, of Krishna also. So if we see the pastimes of Lord Balram, his actions are inconceivable. Sometimes he gets angry, sometimes he is very lovable. So, but all of his actions in different moods are meant to enhance his service to Krishna. It is basically to serve Krishna. And one of the way Lord Balram serves Krishna, this is the last point I'll make here. One of the ways that Lord Balram serves Krishna is in Viparit Rasa. Now, Viparit Rasa is not one of the 12 prominent rasas that is mentioned in the in the scriptures, it is like more like an emotional flavor to the existing rasa. So what this rasa is, God, when he wants to do something, nobody can stop him from doing it. No, we know that God is omnipotent. Nobody can stop God when he decides something. So how Balaram, what he does is, he becomes the guru of Duryodhana. So Balaram plays the role of obstructing Krishna. So when he becomes the guru, we know that Lord Balaram actually teaches Duryodhana the mace fight, and Duryodhana becomes like very competent in this mace fight. So Lord Balaram becomes the guru of Duryodhana not because Duryodhana had some special qualification, but mostly because he wanted to actually serve Krishna in that way. So he trains the opponent of Krishna's devotee so that there can be a bigger and like a more exciting fight. When this fight between Bhima and Duryodhana happens, it's like very, very nail-biting fight. So overall, the role of Balramji is to keep the devotion alive in separation. So we are like kind of separated from Krishna now, and his role is to kindle our devotion and enhance it so that we can experience Krishna through various ways. And that is one reason he is known as the Adi Guru. So just stop here, and this last point I'll make, that once Prabhupada was asked that what is the best prayer. So Prabhupada actually told that we should pray to Krishna to give us the strength to serve him. So actually, similarly, what we can do, the way we can pray to Lord Balaram is we can request him, that we know that our lives are so happening. There are so many turmoils that are happening in our life. We all live in the material world, and material world by nature is very disruptive. So, but we can pray to Lord Balaram that actually no matter what happens in my life, please give me the strength to always serve Krishna. So that is like the best prayer Prabhupada also described, that we should pray in this way to Krishna. And on the occasion of Balaram Jayanti, we can pray to Lord Balaram like that. So I'll stop here. I'm sorry I exceeded the time. So, and I want to see if there is any comments or anything. Anyone would like to share anything?
Prabhuji, I have 2 points here to make.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, one thing, as you said, Nand Maharaj did not know Krishna is not his son. But what I read before, when Vasudeva brought Krishna from prison to Nand Maharaj, Nand Maharaj was the one who extended the baby, and he kept Krishna next to Yashoda Mata and give Yogamaya to Vasudev ji, and that's what he took back to prison.
So actually, yeah, I understood your point. So what the way it is explained is that Krishna, in order to reciprocate love, what he does is through the agency of Yogamaya, he covers the knowledge of the different people. In that way, we know that just before Krishna was born, Vishnu himself had come and given darshan to Vasudeva and Devaki, that and then he said that I am coming as your son, and he tells the full story. But still we see that when Krishna is doing different things, they are very worried for Krishna, and if Krishna is God, then why would they get worried about Krishna? So actually what Krishna does is through the agency of the Maya, he covers so actually we have Mahamaya and Yogamaya. Mahamaya, both the Yogamaya and Mahamaya, their role is to illusion people. So, but the difference is Mahamaya illusions people and take them away from Krishna, and Yogamaya, it illusions people and brings people closer to Krishna. So whatever is necessary to bring the person closer to Krishna, that is the role of Yogamaya. And that Yogamaya actually exists in the spiritual world. So in that way, in the spiritual world also, the devotees which are there already in the highest Golok Vrindavan, they don't love Krishna knowing that he is the supreme Lord. They just naturally love Krishna. So Krishna, what he does is through the agency of the Yogamaya, he covers their knowledge, that the knowledge of Krishna's godhood, and then that makes the reciprocation more sweeter.
Yeah, that's true. But what I'm saying here, as you said, Nand Maharaj does not know that Krishna is not my son. And he was happy that everyone was proclaiming that my son is their son. So, but it is something he knows already. Yashoda was the one who does not know that Krishna is not my son.
So yeah, that's why I'm trying to explain that, that understanding is like that remembrance is kind of covered by Yogamaya. So he always thinks that Krishna is my son only.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, he makes him forgetful of that.
And as you said, Lakshman was the who aggressive, and in the next
Prabhu, you are breaking up.
Yuga, like Krishna has become a little aggressive. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, you are breaking up a little bit. Can everyone else able to hear Aniket, Prabhu?
No.
Okay. So try again, Prabhu. You are breaking up a little bit.
It's getting worse.
Yeah.
You'd see a doctor.
Okay, I think Aniket Prabhu is having a bad connection. In the meantime, if anyone else would like to add something, Peri Prabhu, add something.
The Krishna Katha and Balram Katha is so beautiful. We didn't mind that you went way beyond your time.
But still, I had to leave some time. So I had to skip a lot of things. Somehow I always do that. I plan for some time and I always exceed it. So today I had to skip a lot of things that I want to say. But that's fine. Maybe some other day we can cover that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Have a nice night.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Peri Prabhu, would you like to add something?
Now?
No, Prabhu, it's still very bad. I mean, breaking.
It's better now?
A little better now, yes.
Is it better now?
Yes. Hare Krishna. I think we lost him.
Where is this story from?
This is from Gopal Champu.
Gopal Champu?
Yes, Mataji. This is, Gopal Champu is written by Jiva Goswami. So.
Yes. I haven't read it though.
Okay. Anything that you would like to add, or you think this was not correct, Mataji?
You should give a similar lecture on Janmashtami. We would like to hear also.
Prabhuji, can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu, I can hear you now. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
No, so another thing, like as you said, Lakshman was the aggressive, and Rama used to pacify him. And in the next yuga, Krishna was aggressive. But what I read again, it's Balrama who was aggressive all the time, and Krishna used to pacify him.
I didn't say he was aggressive. I said he was more emotional. So here, what happens is the role that Lord Ram and Lakshman were playing in the in the Ram Leela, that gets kind of reversed in one way. So Krishna kinds of becomes more like impetuous here in this Leela, but it's not that he is aggressive and Lord Balram is not aggressive. That's not what I mean. So Lord Balram kinds of plays the role of an elder brother, and he tries to maintain his composure, and he definitely gets angry at that time. We see that he kills Romharshana, he basically chastises Yamuna. But overall, if we see, he kinds of try to serve Krishna in different ways and try to, help Krishna come out of this emotional turmoil that he's having when he's away from Vrindavan.
Okay.
So see what happens is Lord Balaram, everybody knew that he is the son of Rohini, and Rohini is the wife of Vasudev. So everybody knew that he is a Yadu, and Lord Balaram also knew from beginning that he is a Yadu. He is not a, so. But the question is about Krishna. That Krishna is, Krishna was more in, tilting towards Vrindavan, but at the same time he had to be in Mathura also. So for Lord Balaram, his identity is very, very clear to everyone. There is no push and pull happening for Lord Balaram. The push and pull that is happening is more for Krishna in this.
You don't think of it as a custody battle in modern times, right? It sounds so much like a custody bottle of modern time
but
when you put it that way.
right.
I mean, of course, in more civilized manner.
Right. Okay. Any other comments or anything?
It seems like Krishna, if he's feeling this way about Vrindavan, he can go to Vrindavan. It's not like his argument was because then his enemies are going to attack them. He can protect them from anywhere, and he can do anything.
But Prabhu, we see that when Krishna is attending the Rajasuya Yagya of Yudhishthir, at that time this demon Shalva comes and he like makes an air attack on Dwarka, and then he kinds of destroys Dwarka to a large extent. And at that time when Krishna gets the news that Dwarka is under attack, and both Krishna and Balram were away, so they both rush back to Dwarka, and then they kind of dismantle the attack. So the point is, I mean, you are right that he is omnipotent. He can do anything. He can do. But from a Leela perspective, we have to understand that that he can only be at one place at one time. So he is not revealing his omnipotence over there. His purpose is something else. And actually, one of the interesting thing that I read in Gopal Champu is Jiva Goswami explains that we generally know that Krishna took the Mathuravasis to Dwarka because there were so many attacks that were happening in Mathura, and that was kind of destroying the peace of Mathura. But Jiva Goswami describes that is just an external reason. It is Krishna and Balaram both enjoyed killing all these demons, and they were very competent to no matter how many times the city is being attacked, they can single-handedly destroy.
Just froze. We don't hear anything, or you're not moving.
Oasis to Dwarka is when these armies come, I'm sorry.
Well, for a few 30 seconds or so, you were frozen and we couldn't hear anything.
Oh, okay. So what did you hear last, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
That it's the Leela that he's not being at this two ploy. But you said when Dwarka was his.
Yeah, okay. You are able to hear me now, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I was saying is...
The point I'm getting at is there is another reason besides that, because it's not that good of a reason. He could do it.
Yeah.
And you say he can't be in two places at one time, but he did it in Dwarka. He's in 16,108 palaces all at the same time. When he wants to do it, he does it.
Yeah, I agree, Prabhu. But I know that all the queens think that Krishna is only with me. Only Narad Muni could see that Krishna is there. But anyway, I understand your point. So please reveal the other thing that you wanted to say. What's the other reason?
I don't know. I'm asking you, maybe, and you were kind of getting at it, I thought.
So mostly to basically let the Vrindavan Vasis get purified in separation from Krishna. They will constantly think about Krishna and they will get purified. That is one. But I was talking something different about why Krishna takes everyone away to Dwarka. That was like a different reason given by Jiva Goswami in Gopal Champu.
What was that reason?
So Jiva Goswami describes that the external reason is that there were so many attacks were happening on Mathura, and that was kind of destroying the peace of Mathura. So Krishna and Balaram, they thought that if we take these people away to a place which is like guarded, nobody will be able to attack, and that will maintain the peace of the city. But Jiva Goswami describes that is just an external reason. So he writes that when these armies would attack, especially when Jarasandha would come with his own army, so they have to pass through that area of Vrindavan. And what these soldiers do is, basically when they would come, this big armies, it used to come, they would basically plunder the villages, on their way to basically get food, etc. So every time this army of Jarasandha is coming, so this Vrindavan Vasis, they had to leave their homes and they have to hide in the forest, deep in the forest, and that was kind of disrupting their lives. So the the internal reason for Krishna taking everyone away from Mathura to Dwarka was so that this Jarasan, he should not attack again and come through that path of Vrindavan, and then Vrindavan Vasis have to run away in fear. So that is what he wanted to avoid. That is what Jiva Goswami describes in Gopal Champu.
But you just said that he wouldn't take them from Mathura to Dwarka because they needed the pastures for their cows.
No, not the Vrindavan Vasis. The people who live in Mathura. So we know that from Mathura he takes everyone away to Dwarka, right? So I'm talking about that reason why he takes everyone away from Mathura to Dwarka.
Oh,
so Vrindavan Vasis stay in Vrindavan.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to Dwarka. They stay in Vrindavan. But what happens is when this Jarasan will attack, at that time Vrindavan Vasis will have to run away in fear, and they would hide in jungle, in the forest. So that was kind of disrupting their lives a lot. So to avoid that, Krishna actually, he takes everyone away to Dwarka. That's what Jiva Goswami describes. That's the internal reason, he says, of Krishna taking everyone away from Mathura to Dwarka.
In the Gopal Champu, does Jiva Goswami talk about how Krishna never leaves Vrindavan?
Yeah, that is also there, Mataji. That's true. So he describes that there is one Vrindavan Krishna, and then that Vrindavan Krishna always stay in Vrindavan. So he describes that when actually Nanda Maharaj brings Krishna from, when Vasudev, when he brings the child Krishna from Mathura to Vrindavan, at that time, this Vrindavan Krishna and the other Krishna, the Krishna that he is bringing, they kind of, Vasudeva, they both combine, and they are in the same position. But when Krishna kinds of leaves Vrindavan, the Vrindavan Krishna stays in Vrindavan and the other Krishna leaves. So,
right.
But then why do they feel separation if the Vrindavan Krishna is still in Vrindavan?
He is not kind of manifest right there. But
manifest.
He's in their hearts.
Hearts, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's not externally manifested that they can reciprocate with him. So.
And they're thinking of him, and whenever they're thinking of him, and they're always thinking of him, he's there.
Yeah.
But even when he is there with them, sometimes they feel separation. There's another kind of separation where they're afraid he's going to leave.
It's a very nice Leela.
It's complicated, Mataji.
Okay.
Esoteric, very esoteric.
Yeah.
Deep.
Nice, very nice. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, I must say it was of course, it was a nectar hearing from you. But another thing I must say that it was a very nice selection of story. First time you selected, at least it is appropriate for, fallen people like me. Because last two Balaram Jayanti, I'm not saying anything against anyone. I'm just saying I heard past time say the Balarama had with his consorts, or like Jamuna Devi, he was pulling Jamuna Devi. Again, Lord's pastime is Lord's pastime. We must appreciate it, whatever it is. But I'm just saying it's not appropriate for people like me. It was more appropriate for advanced devotees. But your selection was perfect. I wish everybody make selection like you, so that it's appropriate like general people. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I think Lakshman didn't sleep for 14 years. Maybe he wanted to sleep, so he wanted to become Balaram.
Yeah, that's a nice
Repeat that?
explanation.
I couldn't hear him.
We couldn't hear.
What did he say?
Kari Prabhu, this is Satyendra here. So Lakshmana, he didn't sleep for 14 years in Vanvas.
Oh.
No, what did you say after that?
So that's why he wanted to become the elder brother, so he can sleep and Krishna can take care of him.
Oh. That's a good reason.
For me, at least, I think sleep.
Yeah. All right. I think we can end here. So again, it was nice having this discussion, everyone. Thank you. Shri Ram, Balram ji ki jai.
Hi.
Jai.
Thank